Welcome to the second question. That extra special place in the metaverse where we seek the highest common denominator squared. And now let's join these special avatars and our guides to the farthest corners of our mind. Pookie Amsterdam and Hydra Shafto.
Oh, Edsel, thank you.
You are so welcome.
I love that. I love you, Edsel. And thank you, Kat, and thank you, Emo, and welcome to tonight's 34th edition of The Second Question. The quiz show to the stars. Yes, if you have an answer, we have a question. And we are live from inside the winterized and holiday-ized Studio Dome. I am Pookie Amsterdam, and this is Hydra Shafto.
Thank you, Pookie. And tonight we have a great panel who define Second Life as very special to their own way of giving. For surely the creative gift is a gift of themselves too.
Yes, they've made movies we would never have seen before, created fashion for a new world couture, developed areas where we can learn outside ourselves, and been pioneers in the field of real entertainment.
And of course, we have the now infamous secret word. It's a word, people. If you guess it by typing it out in local chat, I'll give you 500 lindens. Let's see if you get it.
All right. Now let's bring out tonight's panel then. Our first panelist is in-world famous for his moving works of blogs, machinima, and film. He is out-world famous, having just attended Every Human Has Rights Media Awards in Paris, darling. He saw this for what it is, a place upon which to build not only words but also images, and the way to use it for a bridge to the future of our very minds and hearts, the very far-sighted Draxter Desprez. Welcome, Draxter.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you, Hydra and Pookie and fellow panelists. It's really an honor to be here. I brought a little cold and sniffly nose back from Paris. It's really cold there, so excuse my voice.
Well, we will warm you up. Let's hear about your PBS reporting.
I've been doing machinima reporting for a while now, and this coming year we will be teaming up with public television Frontline World.
Wow.
They have a new subsection called Eyewitness, and yeah, we'll see. I'm excited about that. It's making Second Life more viable, I think, as a place that demands
absolutely.
good reporting. Yeah,
Absolutely, it is a platform for entertainment as well, and an excellent one. We will be tuning into you. Thank you, Hydra.
And Draxter, I only have one thing to say. Butter beans! And now, she has taken... Huh?
Hydra, it's been a while since we've done that. I roll around on the floor laughing whenever we get into the butter beans routine. We still have to come up with a show format or something.
We certainly do. It's a long-running joke with me and Draxter. Next of all, she has taken prims and textures and made the most elegant fashion around. She has taken a vision and wrapped not only herself in it, but also us. And Pookie, you look stunning tonight. She has a talent with this medium that goes beyond what others have done before, and her creations and clothings are real, elegant, and uplifting, to mind as well as body. The couture of the realm, Eshi Atawara. Welcome aboard, Eshi.
Oh, thank you for having me. Hello, Pookie. Hello, Hydra.
So when you were little, did you ever play with paper dolls and with rusty fishhooks?
No, actually, I was not allowed to have any art supplies as a child, and I used to get so bored that I would I took a knife from the kitchen and I poked a hole in the wall, in the concrete wall, and that was my only fun. And then, since then, I've always kind of liked to destruct things, like destroy them. And now that I have a chance, opportunity to create them, I kind of flip that energy around and I make stuff now.
You want to go fishing with dynamite sometime?
Pardon?
So you want to go fishing with dynamite sometime?
Oh yeah, that would be great. I'd love that, actually.
Well,
okay, Pookie?
You never stop because your work is superb.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Unbelievable. All right, our next panelist, she does the educated learning and has an out-of-space place where people go to do just that on a grand scale. That's because she sees this for what it is, the future, and works alongside those in NASA and at the Johnson Space Center. She also sees where those who can't see, and her work with the visually impaired puts her firmly at the top of her class. If you need to take it further, do so with Salamanca Cangrejo. Welcome, Salamanca.
Thank you, Pookie. And hello. Only in Second Life could a flunky such as me be invited to be an esteemed guest on your fine show.
Oh, well, your work certainly has set it apart, and you give blood. And in double time. May I call you Sal?
Yes, please.
Thank you. What is it that you have recently been doing here?
We just acquired an island in Second Life called the NASA Education Island. And NASA does a lot of educational outreach, so we can encourage and inspire students to study the sciences and math and engineering and come to work for NASA eventually. So we are going to use Second Life as a venue to do some of that outreach, and we're developing the island to simulate all the various areas that NASA works in, which isn't just space and astronauts, but all the scientists work anywhere from under the water, under the ocean, in habitats under there, test habitats, to Antarctica, to, deep space.
And even some in taxi cabs. All right. That's great. Hydra?
Okay, and last up, he's done things you can't believe. And you've seen some of his work in places that you'd never guess. Awesome, enigmatic, and full of clay. He can create the real world and has taken his skills, which he left in his other pair of pants, to see some of the best animation we've ever seen. The man from everywhere, Edwound Wisent. Welcome aboard, Edwound.
Thank you. Being a grunt for a lot of clay animators doesn't make me that wonderful, except that I know that.
I love clay animation.
Things. Don't look for my name in very many places, but it does exist out there if you happen to know.
Well, does making stuff talk make you feel like a god?
I'm more of a goddess follower, being honest. And avatars are just a responsibility. Just the responsibility and the respect of experimenting with things. It's a shamanistic thing, really. I'm more of a Berdachi, twin spirit thing. I'm not into the work of control factors is harsh.
Uh-huh.
A lot of responsibility being a god or a goddess, and as we know, with great power comes great responsibility.
Well, I just have to look at myself.
Well, thank you, pal. You're pretty powerful. I feel you radiating all the way over here. So now we'll get going with our first question, and I'm sure the answers are going to be interesting, Hydra. Our first question is, starting with Dragster, what element of the periodic table do you most identify with, and why?
Okay, I'll pick magnesium because is magnesium in the periodic table?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Good. Well, oh my God, being on a panel with an astronaut, it's not easy.
I'm not
but
an astronaut.
I know. I'm just. And I also wanted to say what Edmund said because it came to my mind. It's better to be a responsibility than a liability, which I'm sometimes called by close family members. So I picked magnesium because my 5-year-old son is very interested in chemistry, and we just talked about magnesium today, so that's why I picked it.
Ooh, that's an affectionate reason. That's great, and I'm sure you burn bright, baby. We know you do. All right, how about you, Eshi? What's your element?
Well, I kind of had to kind of go to Google and actually research the periodic table again. So I came up with this. Basically, friends who know me, they're very well aware of my duality, and sometimes I can be mellow and dark and abundant, and then sometimes I can be very sharp and tough and also desirable. Why not? So I require some high temperatures to react and form bonds with other elements. And as a participant in creation in Second Life, I could say I am a basis to all known life. Thus, I am carbon.
Oh, she is carbon, and carbon is one of those great yin and yang elements. Yes, she's got it. All right, and you join a very illustrious carbon club. Indeed, welcome. And now, how about you, Sal? What is your element?
Well, I too had to do research before the show to get this. Amazingly, I'm a lot like Eshi. When I started thinking about it, I thought, well, let's see, something that changes form to reflect my sort of changing moods and states of mind. And then I saw antimony, and I like the word because it also it sounds kind of a little rebellious, and I have a little bit of a rebel streak in me, but please don't call me a maverick.
Maverick is not in the periodic table, believe me.
So I picked antimony.
All right, very good. Antimony. I don't think anybody's been antimony before in original. How about you, Ed? What's your element?
You really want me to answer this one, huh?
Of course we do, hey!
All right, realizing that I'm an etymologist first, prosodist second, mercury-filled zirconium drill bit. That's about as close to one element as I can come.
All right, and should I ask what you drill and how far?
All right, well, the elements have been mutating and extrapolating of late, zirconium being diamond but man-made. If you were to fill it with mercury, mercury being an old thing used for hat stiffening that caused Mad Hatters to go completely out of their mind. And the drill bit is to say some things are better precious as tools than as baubles. So you mix all of that together and you get close to me. Got it? Wind, water, mud, firebrand, really. Kind of a
I love it.
Yeah, smorgasbord. I'm the periodic smorgasbord tabler, yeah.
It's a confabulation. Hey, that would be a good show. All right, well, thank you very much. Panel, indeed, you radiated. Now let's go to Yay Me or Nay Me. The new way to earn points by giving us a thumbs up or down.
You'll receive your truth or falsehood, yay us or nay us, and win a point, or not.
All right, Draxter, first question is for you. The strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
The heart.
Is that a yay or a nay?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking. No, it's a nay. It's a nay. God.
actually is a yay. The strongest muscle in the body is the tongue. Hydra.
Question number 2 for Eshi. The Great Wall of China is larger than the Dingo Barrier Fence in Australia.
I have no clue. I'm just gonna say, I don't know, nay.
That's correct. 2,500 kilometers, the longest man-made structure on Earth.
All right, you guessed well. And Sal, this is for you. A jiffy is not an actual unit of time.
A jiffy? Did you say?
A jiffy.
That is true.
Actually, no. A jiffy is 1/100th of a second. Thus the saying, I will be there in a jiffy.
Huh.
Question number 4 for Edwound. A barnacle has the largest penis of any other animal in relation to its size.
I happen to know that's true because I spoke to a barnacleist lately.
That's correct. It is true.
Bigger than a gooey duck. Bigger
And hence
than a
the
gooey
term?
duck.
Hung like a barnacle.
Yep, hung like a barnacle. All right. Dragster, this question's for you. England is smaller than... England is larger than New England.
Nay.
That is correct. It
Woohoo!
is smaller. Yeah, he gets a point.
Question number 6 for Eshi. The 9th song of the top 10 songs played at funerals in the United Kingdom in 1999 was Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra.
That is actually so bizarre that I will say yay because it's just really bizarre.
Correct.
Oh wow,
So yay.
okay.
That's
Right
gotta
on.
be the song I want. Strangers in the Night. All right, Sal, for you. In 1980, a Las Vegas hospital suspended workers for betting on when patients would die.
That sounds true to me.
Actually, that is true. They were suspended for gambling on when they would die. All right, Hydra.
Question number 8 for Edwound. A camel can last longer without water than a rat.
I guess depending on its lifespan and time. Rat compared to its size. Oh, this is going to hurt. I'm going to have to go ahead and say yes, although I know it's a trick question. Go ahead, burn me. Camel can
You are
live more than
burned.
its
The
rat.
answer is nay.
It is rat, right?
It's rat.
It is rat.
Rats. Yeah.
It is
burn.
rat.
Oh, burn.
Damn, this is hard stuff.
It's okay.
I know.
Hey, can we swear on this show? I'm sorry.
And then you'll be at home and you'll say, oh my god, I learned that on the second question. It's amazing. Like this, Dragster. A snail takes 33 hours to crawl 1 mile.
Okay, 1 mile. Okay, so we can't swear on this show, right? This is a PG show, or what's that?
It's a PG
PG
show,
show.
yes, baby.
Okay, I would say, I would say nay.
Actually,
No.
yay, snail got lag.
God
A
damn.
snail takes 33 hours to crawl 1 mile. Hydra?
I thought 32. God damn it.
Question number 10 for Eshi. A porcupine will sink in your bathtub.
Oh man, I only have like a stand-up shower, dude. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think it would in my bathtub, but I'll just say, I'll say yay, it would. Why not?
No, that's not correct.
Oh!
All porcupines float in water, and I'm suddenly getting this image from the movie Psycho of a giant porcupine.
That's right. Now that's how it should have been redone with a porcupine. All right, Salamanca. A cubic mile of fog is made up of 10 gallons of water.
A
cubic mile.
I'll say. I'll say yes.
Nay, less than a gallon of water. A cubic mile of fog. Couldn't believe that. Less than a gallon. All right, Hydra.
And question number 12 for Edwound. A manned rocket reaches the moon in more time than it took a stagecoach to travel the length of England.
What is it with England?
Okay, well, because I always think, and because my brother did work at NASA during the space shuttles, but I would have to say England? No, okay, repeating the question, what I'm trying to say is it takes longer to get to the moon by rocket than...
A manned rocket reaches the moon in more time than it took a stagecoach to travel the length of England.
Oh, the length of England. In what period? What time frame?
When stagecoaches.
When they had stagecoaches.
Okay, horse-drawn. I guess it would depend on the horsepower of the rocket and the wagon. Okay, it was 6 horses, 6 horse-drawn car. Sure, why not? Yeah, it takes longer to get to the moon.
No, it takes less time.
All right.
Okay, well, the horses needed to be taking some steroids, and then maybe we could rephrase the question.
Well,
no performance-enhancing horses at that time.
Well, better performance through horseback riding. We're now going to take a station break, and when we come back, it'll be time for... They said what? See you in 30 seconds or more.
Explore the wonders of chemistry at Aldrich Chemistry Island. Sigma Aldrich. We're everywhere there's science. RPGBomb.com. Social networking for gamers. Ride the bomb. It's a blast.
And welcome back, and thank you to our sponsors, especially Sigma Aldrich. When an avatar's needs are interactive, their reaction is chemical. Now, it's time for the audience to play. That said, what? Audience Only competes for limited edition prize by guessing who originated this famous quote. Please type it out in local chat.
The quote is, "Some people think luxury is the opposite of poverty. It is not. It is the opposite of vulgarity." Now I'll repeat that. Some people think luxury is the opposite of poverty. It is not. It is the opposite of vulgarity.
Oh my God, we have a winner, Kraft Mariner, in the no, it wasn't Frank Zappa, it was Coco Chanel. And Kraft, that you hold the record for the fastest answer ever. They said what? Well done, man. Now for the part of our show called Mind Wrestling. Each panelist will now get to ask one question of the other members of the panel.
The first panelist to guess correctly gets a point. If the panel doesn't guess, the questionnaire gets the point. We're adding your points up as we move to the grand finale. We're going to start with Draxter. Go ahead, Draxter.
All right. I just returned from Paris at an event with Jimmy Carter, and former President Jimmy Carter is part of a group called the Elders. And could you name another person that is part of that group? That's right.
You have to press your buzzers, panelists, in order to answer the question.
The elders is a group of human rights, of former diplomats and heads of state who.
And this is only for the panelists to answer, Draxter. You're trying to stump them.
Right. I'm reading the chat here. It's very interesting what people say. It's not Mick Jagger.
It's the best audience in Second Life. I gotta tell you, it is fantastic how they interact. But you gotta stump the panel.
Jesus, Roger got it right.
If charity meant who would be eaten first, Cthulhu would be a correct answer.
Yes. All right. Yes. Sal.
Salamanca?
Let's see. Nelson Mandela.
That's correct.
All right.
Good job.
So Sal gets the point. Well done.
And Richard Branson is not part of the elders, but he supports him with the Virgin Foundation.
Okay. And next up is Eshi. Go ahead, Eshi.
Ronald Reagan is dead.
At the beginning of the 20th century, this engineer invented the fountain pen and the ballpoint pen, the revolutionary inventions and symbols of journalist profession which took the world by storm. What is his name and what city or country was this genius from? Hint, this is also my hometown and home country.
Ooh, great question. All right, panel. Can you answer? Her mind.
You just sounded exactly like you look, Eshi. I love that.
She's beautiful. I love that picture of you and her. Anyone on the panel? If they don't guess it, you get the point, Eshi.
It's tough.
Shall I repeat the question?
I think I got it. But if you... Yeah, why not? I mean...
Shoot, go for it.
Push the button if you know.
It's not Sean Penn. And it's not Mont Blanc.
Push the button. Buzzer. Buzz.
But then I lose.
Buzz, said the bumblebee.
I guess we should move on, Pook.
All right, yes, you should move on. Eshi gets the point. All right, Sal.
Yay! It was Slavolju Penkala, and he is from Zagreb, Croatia.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, are you from Croatia?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure is.
All right,
Okay.
Sal, your question.
Well, darn, I misunderstood this part of the show, so I thought I was supposed to ask individual questions of the panelists about themselves.
Me too.
So, I will say, let's see, I'll just throw out, who was the third man to walk on the moon?
All right, if you know, press your buzzers.
Or if you can Google fast enough.
Exactly.
I'm on a
Google
PC.
first,
I can't do
ask
that.
questions later.
SL and
Anyone?
Google at the same time.
The third man to walk on the moon?
The third or first?
Third.
No, it wasn't Elvis. He's on Jupiter.
Okay.
Eshi?
Pete Conrad?
Yes, according to Google, it's Pete Conrad.
Very
Okay,
good.
and
You sure
now
it
we
wasn't
move on to
Michael
Actually,
Jackson?
according to Crap, it's Pete Conrad, but...
Okay. then it
moving
was
on to
good.
Ed Wount.
Who's walked on the moon most often?
Elvis.
Now you might say
I still
Michael
say it's
Jackson.
Moonwalker. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jackson will be more accurate.
Yeah, you're right.
Over the moon.
Okay, is it my turn for question?
Yes.
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right, this one's a little tougher. You can Google first. You can have a grand old time. Ready? Who is Uncle Nez Nez? And what's that got to do with elephant parts?
Oh, God.
And why is this important to any music historians?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh boy.
All right, it's a three-part. It's very simple. Who is Uncle Nez Nez? And why is that important to musical historians? And what's that got to do with elephant parts?
I don't have a clue.
I took a few courses in
The audience
ecology.
is out there. The answer is out there. The answer is out there. It's right in front of your face. Have your chat window open.
All right. He's an idol. He's an uncle. And he was a monkey.
And
I gave him a clue. All right.
What does that make? Why is that important to music historians?
It would take me too long. All right, panel. I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ed, what's the answer? Give it to us.
Oh, Rocket Sellers is telling you it is Michael Nesmith, otherwise known as Uncle Nez Nez, the monkey that wears the stocking cap, who made one of the very first video things. He's the largest collector of MTV music videos in the world, and he goes under the name Uncle Nez Nez. When you go looking and say, hey, what should we put on their videos? Uncle Nez Nez, the son of the maker of liquid paper, has everything from the 1980s backwards. Everything prior to the 80s.
Wow, this is a truly educational program.
That's right. And stocking caps win. All right, Edwound, you get the point. Now, panel, are you ready? It's now time to bring out the second vote. We have Christmas pageants and contests, but what is it that people really want to have judged, not only for themselves, but for others? Are there new standards we want to reach, or new species, or both? This is the second vote. Our panelists will have a 2 to 3 minute window to explain their creation, and when I say vote, the audience will have 15 seconds to press the name of the person you support on the vote board. Winner gets 4 points. In the case of a tie, or three-way, it's 2 points each, or four-way tie, 1 point apiece. Panel, you will each get to explain your answer to this. You have been selected to start the first pageant of its kind, to bring together the best of a new species. Yes, you have to create a new award ceremony for this group. What is the group to be, and what is the top award for? Dragster!
Oops. Just let me ask you. So this group, the group of panelists, or the group in the audience? I just need to clarify that.
You're creating your very own standard. It could be a group of snails. It could be a group of clothing. It could be people judged for their inner beauty.
Huh. Well, I would
decide.
Well, I would have to say I want to judge people by the size and the beauty of headphones they wear. I have these headphones that I bought in SL a long time ago, and I'm thinking about this almost daily, that I just need to. I want to see more variety in headphone wear, especially in Second Life. And did somebody call me geek? Oh crap! Well, headphones are. I think headphones should be worn, and actually they are worn in daily lives by many people. And the great thing is that they shut out communication between people in the same space. And As soon as Second Life runs on the iPhone, I will be plugged in 24/7. And I need nice headphones, so I want to have a pageant that
headphone wear. I love
of headphone wear.
Fantastic. Even better than hats. All right. That's Dragster's pageant. Now, time for Eshi.
Rocket just suggested a brain implant, which is a lot better. I thought about that too. I'm sure a lot of other people have.
All right. Eshi, what's your pageant?
My pageant. Well, first of all, I would completely redo the humans because there's no notion of any intelligent design in this whole thing. I mean, who the hell puts the main entertainment center next to the sewage system? I don't get that. I would say I would create an intelligent race of chocolate-covered steak, and my award would be for the most delicious one, and their award would be me eating them. So,
ooh,
yes,
yum! I love it. All right, how about you, Sal?
Well, my species is actually Second Life avatars, because we actually sort of take on our own little personas in here and have our own norms. I like kind of observing the social norms and the how the sociology of Second Life has developed. And so I also like to make a note of quotes that you probably wouldn't hear in the real world. So the contest would be for quotes you probably won't hear in the real world, and the top prize could either be the funniest or the most unlikely to be heard in the real world.
I love it. And also a needlepoint pillow.
A needlepoint pillow.
For all. I love it. All right. Very good. Edwound, how about you? What's your pageant?
All right. I don't normally go for the pageantry thing. Cakewalks are a little too puffy for me. However, let's go for, let's see, either the nanosecond hand-me-downers. No, screw that. Let's try this one. The inversionists. These would be people who work in inversion technology. This would be people who work in inversion technology, solar panel, so that you can get paid to feed over surgeons, both in ideas and everything else, back to the grid, and the award would be their very own grid to barter with.
Oh, yes, back to the grid and
nice.
beyond. All right, audience, get ready for the second vote. It's time to vote. Just click on the name of the person you want to win, and they will get the points. I see that it's heating up. Sal is in the lead with 6.
I think I have too many points. I think I missed more in the first contest.
No, you're doing very well. All right, we have 15, 14, 13 seconds. Get your votes in, people, because it is time to award a boatload of points. The winner of
I don't know. I like the chocolate-covered steak.
Hey, Pookie, Hydra, can I say something real quick?
Very quick, because the voting is closed.
I'm just typing this into the chat because Mike Nesmith, now I'm learning. Mike Nesmith and Frank Zappa did a role reversal. The video is hilarious. It's on YouTube. I just pasted it into the chat. And thanks, Edwound, for my musicology classes were way long ago.
Well, we have a winner. We almost had a tie between Eshi and Sal, but Sal gets 4 points for that.
Congratulations.
All right, and woohoo!
Thank you.
And now it's time for us to take our second station break. Stay right where you are. We will be back soon.
Explore the wonders of chemistry at Aldrich Chemistry Island. Sigma Aldrich. We're everywhere there's science. RPGBomb.com. Social networking for gamers. Ride the bomb. It's a blast.
Hello, et voila, look at that scoreboard. Salamana Congrejo ahead with 7. Eshi coming in with 3. Traxter and Edwin at 2 and 1. All right, and now it's time for Avataro e Avataro, the Type A game we like to play. Panelists against each other. First question. In 1965, a patent was granted to Noah and Joseph McVicker for something that was originally intended to be wallpaper cleaner. Over 2 billion cans have been sold since its invention in 1956. A box of this cleaning compound was shipped to nearby schools, and it was such a huge hit with teachers and kids. This substance is now coming in a variety of colors. Originally, it was just in white. What is it? Salamanca.
Play-Doh.
Yes, Play-Doh.
Good work.
Warren Brown of the Food Network show Sugar Rush even created a birthday cake in celebration of 50 years of Play-Doh. Happy birthday.
Damn, my buzzer.
Okay. Question number 2. This one is short and sweet. What is a millihelen? Dragster.
Sorry. I have no idea. I was just testing the buzzer.
It works.
It works. Now it works.
Okay, Salamanca.
Well, sorry, but I'm fast on Google. It is the amount of beauty needed to launch a single ship.
I will take that. It's the scientific unit of beauty, defined as the amount of beauty it takes to launch one ship. The theory being that if Helen of Troy had enough beauty to launch 1,000 ships, a millihelen is enough to launch one.
I love it. A scientific unit of beauty. All right, question 3. It is a broad theory that covers diverse fields from evolutionary biology to web page design. It postulates that animals, people, even well-designed machines will naturally choose the path of least resistance. It is known as deterministic description of human behavior. It applies not only in library context, but also to any information-seeking activity. For example, one might consult a generalist co-worker down the hall rather than a specialist in another building. So long as the generalist's answers are within the threshold of acceptability, it'll fly. What is this principle called? And it's not beer. Edwound.
Occam's razor.
No, it is not Occam's razor. No, it is a principle of not laziness, but that's close.
The principle of shaving in the morning.
The principle of going down the hall. Shit.
The principle of Google. What is it, Salamanca?
Well, good old Google. Principle of least effort.
Yes, exactly. All right, Hydra.
The contest is
Question
rigged.
number 4. His name comes from the Old Norse, meaning all-wise. Throughout his life, he maintained he could communicate with his dead twin. His only commercial was for Southern-made donuts in 1954. He had a pet chimp named Scatter, which developed a taste for bourbon. He collected badges from police departments, including a federal narcotics badge given to him by President Nixon. His motto was TCB, and his last words were, "Okay, I won't." According to a 1989 news survey, 7% of the American population think he is still alive. Who is he? Eshi.
Elvis?
That's right. He lives on Jupiter. He is definitely still alive.
Oh man, Elvis. I knew I was just going to keep saying Elvis, and at one point it will be the right answer.
Yes, that's right. Elvis is a good one. Also, Al Gore.
So while Elvin was drinking bourbon with Nixon drinking his gin and tonic, they went and checked out the aliens, right? I think I read that in some book somewhere.
And some people think Nixon's still alive too. All right. Invented in 1903 and named after its inventor, it usually offers abnormally high short-term returns in order to entice new investors. The perpetuation of the high returns that it advertises and pays requires an ever-increasing flow of money from investors in order to keep it going. The system is designed to collapse because there are little or no underlying earnings from the money received as the promoters and more investors become involved. The likelihood of the scheme coming to the attention of the authorities increases. In fact, Benjamin Madoff was just convicted of defrauding people of $50 billion using it. What is this called? Edwound.
Capitalism.
T-bags. No, T-bills. T-bills.
You want to try again, Edwound?
T-bills.
No, not treasury bills, no. Ooh.
That's one thing he was accused of, sorry. Ooh, now I'm in trouble.
No, someone in the audience has said it. Yes, Sal.
I didn't even have to Google that one. Is it the Ponzi scheme?
Yes, it is the Ponzi scheme, coming to you for over 100 years. Hydra.
And question number 6. Widely considered the father of haute couture, he was an English-born fashion designer of the 19th century. He dressed the Empress Eugenie of France and actresses such as Sarah Bernhardt. Much of his work is associated with the movement to redefine the female fashionable shape, removing excessive ruffles and frills and using rich fabrics and simple but flattering outlines. He is credited as the first designer to put labels on the clothing he manufactured and completely revolutionized the business of dressmaking. He was the first of the courtiers, dressmakers consider artists rather than mere artisans. Who was he?
Guys, I crashed, but I'm still on voice.
Yes, you're still on voice.
Okay, good. It's not Elvis, because I can't push the buzzer now.
It's not
okay,
Elvis,
Drax.
no.
If you know
Elvis
it, we'll do it for you. Go ahead.
Do a couple of questions
I don't.
back.
I don't.
Oh, I don't
buzzers
know.
are open.
The couturier? Yes, Sal. Salamanca?
Sal?
Forgot to unmute, sorry. The audience said it. Worth, Charles Frederick Worth.
That's correct.
Yes.
Never
Charles
heard of that
Worth,
person.
And there is a great display of his work right now in Caledon in the library. All right, question number 7. This is nothing less than the Google News Alert Service. The Google Alerts were first baited in August of 2003, just a quarter of a century after this famous writer published the idea in 1978 in his book, Fountains of Paradise. It is a set of topics about which you would like to hear the latest news, and Arthur C. Clarke set this up for an engineer who wanted to make sure that his computer searched for what he needed in the flood of global news items. What did Clarke call it?
Oh crap, I knew this one. Oh.
Damn.
Invented in 1978, way ahead of Google News Alert.
So that's the first search engine.
No, I'm listening, because I know he's made some things. Slow.
Oh.
I have
Okay,
no
I'm
idea.
gonna buzz in.
No idea? I'm
Go ahead,
going to
Buzz.
give them the answer.
Buzz.
Oh,
He's
Sal?
winning anyway.
Google Alerts on steroids.
No, he wasn't that prescient. It was called the Personal Interest Profile, or PIP. Hydra, next question.
Question number 8. It's the brightest star in the constellation Pisces Astronomus, and one of the brightest stars in the sky. Its name means mouth of the whale in Arabic, and holds special significance. It's surrounded by debris disks of dust And in November of this year, astronomers announced the discovery of extrasolar planets orbiting just inside the debris ring. This was the first extrasolar planet to be seen with visible light, captured by the Hubble Space Telescope. What is this very large star called? It's about 500 times the size of our sun. It's a big one.
And they have found an extrasolar
Salamanca.
planet.
Well, I would guess Sirius.
No, that's incorrect.
Nope.
And Prospero Frobos mentioned this in Dr. Knopf Talks Astronomy a few weeks ago. A great event.
Hey, you guys have seen it without me. That's unfair.
Someone in the audience is
okay,
go through local chat. Yes, Eshi. What was that? Yes.
Formalhut? Yeah.
Yeah, Fomalhaut.
Yes. Eshi for the point.
Yeah.
All right. I love it.
I wish Prospero would open his mouth and say the word so we could hear it. Not Beetlejuice, not Beetlegeist. Formalhaut?
Yes, Formalhaut. Okay, question number 9. During the World War II Battle of Berlin in 1945, a dozen of the many superheroes and max crime fighters of that era were ambushed by Nazis in the basement of an SS building. Heroes were gassed and placed in cryogenic suspension for later experimentation. But the building was air-bombed soon after, and everyone aware of their situation killed. In the present day, construction workers find this bunker, and they are revived, gradually made to understand that decades have passed. They are offered a role as heroes in the 21st century. Singularly, they were the Blue Blade, the Black Widow, Captain Wonder, Dynamic Man, Electro, the Fiery Mask, the Laughing Mask, Mastermind, Excello, Mr. E, the Phantom Reporter, Rockman, and the Witness. What were they known collectively as? And it is not the U.S. House of Representatives. What was it? What were they known as? And I believe you'll have to go to Marvel Comics for that. Not the Bush cabinet.
Oh, I don't see my buzzer. Buzz me.
All right.
Do you know the answer, Draxter?
Draxter, what's the answer?
It's not the Watchmen? No.
No.
The 12.
Yes! Actually, they were known as the 12. All right. Yay, Hydra!
Yay!
Okay, we have 3 minutes left in the show. Question number 10. He is a Polish writer known for his satiric, philosophical, and science fictional works. His studies of medicine were interrupted by World War II. He worked as a car mechanic and welder, and was a member of the resistance against the Nazis. Highly critical of American pulp sci-fi literature, he considers his own work to be more mainstream literature. His books have sold over 27 million copies and have been translated into 40 languages, making him one of the most widely read science fiction authors. In his book, Return from the Stars, he had a sky ceiling, long before Hogwarts, and spray-on clothing, as well as peristatics, which is a means of completely eliminating injury in vehicles during crashes. Who was he? Draxter.
Let me verify this. I'm not sure if it's Stanislav Lem, but I'm guessing.
Then you would be correct.
Yes, you are right.
God, I can't believe it.
Point.
Oh my God, a point! Jesus Christ!
All right, and now let's take a look at the
I knew it.
scoreboard.
I knew it. I could.
Yay! And you got last point.
Shit,
That's special,
unbelievable.
Draxter. That's special. All right, well, we have to give tonight's trip to the prize vault to Salamanca Cangrejo with 12 points. Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Salamanca.
I'm humbled.
All right, well done. Yes, and there's your name in blazing lights. Okay,
And now,
Hydra.
audience, And now, audience, will you take us out tonight? Who originated this famous quote?
You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give.
Prospero.
You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give.
I said that.
Man Mishinaga said Kahil Gabran.
Congratulations. That's a hard one. And what does that mean for Christmas presents, Pookie?
Oh, I guess we are the gifts, baby. But I have something for you in my red Chanel bag.
Better be
No
cookies.
one guessed the secret word again, which was mistletoe. So we will keep those 500 lindens. Thank you all for this wonderful evening. Stay tuned to the Studio Dome where we will see you in January 6th. This is the last broadcast show before the holidays. Merry Christmas!
And our eternal thanks to Rob Wag, soothsayer and directrix to the stars, Exis Delacroix. And special thanks to our guru, Paradox Silvers. And thank you, panel.
And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Great! Yay!
Yay!
Yay! I love you, baby. This show will be available tomorrow on iTunes. Either go to iTunes and search for the second question, or go to SLCN TV and follow the podcast links and subscribe from there. A big shout out to my girl Rebecca. And thank you, Hydra.
Thank you, Pookie.
And good night, Mr. Rosedale, wherever you are.
He's in my basement.